The first time I saw a relay explained this way, it just clicked and I understood it. And that's what I want to do for you in this video. By the end, you'll understand what a relay actually is, how it works, why cars use them, when you need one, and how to wire it correctly. And I'll also show you how to avoid cheap junk relays that fail early and what to buy instead. The simplest way to understand what a relay does is with this easy horn example. The horn in your car is way up in the front of the car, and on many cars the battery is up front too, but the horn button, that's on your steering wheel. So without a relay, you'd have to run a long wire from the battery all the way to the steering wheel button and then all the way back to the horn. Those wires would need to carry a fairly high current, 5 to 10 amps for a horn. That's a lot for a long, thin wire. Because the wire is so thin, there would be voltage drop. The amount of voltage that reaches the horn is actually reduced because the wire is too long and too thin. The voltage drop means your horn sounds weak or even doesn't work at all. So you might think, why not just run a thicker wire? Well, you can, but that's more expensive, heavier, and harder to route through the car. And the horn button needs to be larger too, since it now has full power running through it. This is an even bigger problem for things like cooling fans, which could use 5 to 10 times the power of a horn. And a fan needs to run for a long period of time, unlike a horn, which just is on for a few seconds. And this is where a relay comes in. A relay lets you control a high-powered device using a small, low-power switch and thin wire. The relay uses a low power signal to turn on a high powered horn. In our horn example, the relay wiring would look like this. A long, thin wire runs from the horn button to the relay. Then a short, thick wire handles the heavy current from the battery to the horn. So a relay is just a remote control switch that lets a small amount of power turn on something that needs a lot of power. But relays can be complicated to wire, so let's look at that next. Relays have 4 or 5 terminals, and once you understand what each one does, wiring them becomes really simple. Relay terminals are almost always numbered 30, 85, 86, 87, and have been for many decades. This makes wiring easy as each relay works the same way. It's also why I turned this video into a free ebook you can download from my website, autogild.com, and keep as a reference for any future relay installs. For this example, let's look at how to wire a fuel pump using a relay. As we showed on the previous diagram, each relay has 4 terminals and wires. 2 will be for the low power switch, and 2 will be to power our high powered item, in this case an electric fuel pump. Terminal 86 is used to turn the relay on. In this fuel pump example, terminal 86 could be a thin wire from the ignition system, so as soon as you turn the key to the on position, terminal 86 sends power to the relay to turn the fuel pump on. And in modern cars, the ECU can even trigger relays using just a tiny amount of electricity. Terminal 85 is simple. It's the ground wire for terminal 86. It also uses a thin 18-gauge wire. Terminal 30 is your main power coming into the relay, usually straight from the battery or main alternator power lug. When the relay is activated, terminal 87 sends the power from terminal 30, which is the battery, to the fuel pump, causing the fuel pump to turn on. Notice that terminal 85 and 86 only need and use a thin 18-gauge wire, as this is just the signal wire to turn the relay on. Terminal 30 and 87 use a much thicker 12-gauge wire, but the wire thickness has to match the needs of what the relay is powering. More on that coming up. If you like this detailed expert advice, please give me a like and consider subscribing. Now that you understand how to wire a relay, the next step is to make sure you're using the right one, because not all relays are created equal and there's a lot of junk out there. 95% of the relays on Amazon are total garbage. Let me show you my absolute favorite relay. Quick important note. If you're replacing a relay in your factory fuse box, the best move is to go online or to an auto parts store or to a dealer and get the exact OEM replacement relay. That way you know it fits and works correctly. But if you're wiring something custom like auxiliary lights, a cooling fan, or a fuel pump, you'll want a high quality relay you can trust. This relay is made in the USA by OEM suppliers and is weather sealed with a triple silicone seal, which keeps out moisture and dirt and makes a big difference in long-term reliability. You will see cheaper relays, but usually they don't include a proper connector or wires, and they're usually not sealed at all. This relay here includes the relay, connector, all 4 wires. I've also included a link in the description to this relay's 4-page data sheet with all the full specs. Most of the things that need a relay pull anywhere from 10 to 35 amps, so this amazing 35 amp relay will be perfect. Amazon is full of Bosch-style cheap Chinese relays with exposed contacts. These will allow rain and dirt into the contacts area, causing them to corrode and die prematurely. Don't use those. A relay is a small part, but if it fails, it can leave you stranded. If it powers your fuel pump and it dies, you can't get home. If it powers your cooling fan and you overheat your engine and it dies, you can destroy your engine. So it's not the place to cut corners. And if you need quality automotive wire to go with it, that's coming up too. In our fuel pump example, we use 12-gauge wire to power the fuel pump. That's enough for most fuel pumps, but proper wire gauge must be considered. Choosing the right wire gauge starts with 3 steps, and I've put a chart here to help you decide. First, determine how much power your device needs, whether it's a fuel pump, cooling fan, off-road lights, or anything else. You can usually find this on your item spec sheet or on the item itself. Usually amps or watts will be listed. Next, figure out how long your wire run needs to be. Longer wires need to be thicker to avoid that voltage drop. Once you know those 2 things, you can use this chart to quickly determine the correct wire gauge for your setup. If you know anyone who could use this type of information, I would appreciate it if you can send this video to them. The bigger the channel gets, the more great info like this I can provide. Don't just grab any random wire off Amazon or at Home Depot. Most of this is low quality and not meant for automotive use. These are the most common automotive wire sizes. These QR codes will link you to some quality wires. Links in the description of this video as well. The wire I'm recommending is TXL wire, specifically designed for vehicles and engine bays, so it can handle high temperatures, vibration, and exposure to chemicals without breaking down over time. Now that you have a relay and know how to size your wire, the next step is making sure you protect the circuit correctly with the fuse. The process is simple. First, determine how much power your device uses. Let's use a 120 watt off-roading LED light bar as an example. Next, convert the watts to amps by dividing by 12 volts, which gives you 12 amps. Then add a safety margin of 25% to handle startup surge and real-world conditions, which brings it to roughly 12.5 amps. Finally, round up to the next standard fuse size, so in this case, you'd use a blue 15 amp fuse. I've also added here links to a couple of inline fuse holders if needed. Liked this video? This is how I approach everything in my how-to ebooks. Nothing gets skipped. Want to do an LS engine swap? I have a 250-page book on how to do one using this same level of detail. Or maybe you want to put a modern 8-speed automatic transmission into your older or classic car? It's possible with my 8HP70 transmission swap ebook. And if you have cooling problems, consider swapping in a super powerful brushless cooling fan. This is new tech that's used in today's modern cars. You can easily add these fans to your older car. My ebook explains everything from buying to wiring. Imagine the detail of this relay video but in book form, and all my books are constantly updated and include free updates for life. Updates are automatically emailed to you. I also have tons of other free ebooks too based on my other videos. Thank you for watching Auto Guild and good luck with your project.